Hello everyone and welcome back to the Model Factory. This is the next installment in the progress of the Revell Ford Bronco kit, and I wanted to show you guys kind of what we've gotten done over the last couple of weeks, and I'll let you see what we got going on here. So first and foremost, the big area that I spent most of my time on is the chassis and kind of getting this thing nailed down. We've gotten it, weathered and everything, put together on it so that it is pretty much ready to just button up to the bottom of the body. So you guys can see here, we've gotten the tires weathered. We wanted this to kind of look like a used vehicle. I didn't want it to be a showroom car. Wanted to build it as if it was, regularly used, not trying to make it dirty and grimy and old looking, just wanted it to look like a well-used vehicle that's seen some off-road time, and the plan is to kind of dirty it up just a little bit so that it looks like it's not perfectly clean, and that, maybe it's recently come back from just kind of a light off-roading, someone's taken it off-roading recently. So that's kind of the look that we're going for on it. So anyway, so here we go. We got these tires. They're all weathered. We ended up using some of the MIG Jimenez. We have some of the pigments that we used on these and just kind of brushed it into the tread of the tires on the sides, and then went back and kind of rubbed off the areas that we didn't want it to have. And I think it gives kind of a pretty convincing look. Let me pull one of these wheels off here and show you that. Let's see here if it will focus for us. There we go. So yeah, I think it looks pretty good. Just kind of looks like a tire that's been off-road. I'm going to pull all these wheels off here and show you this chassis. So the chassis is all finished and put together. We've got all of the shocks on there and everything. And then we did the same thing on the chassis here. We gave it, some weathering and everything so that it looked like it too has, been off-road. This is done with some dry brushing. We dry brushed a little bit of some metal color on there. I think I used some of the oily steel. It's a Vallejo color. Just kind of dry brushed that in all the the high spots and everything. Then I went back over that with kind of a dust color. Dry brushed that on as well. And then we came back in with the airbrush and just kind of spritzed some of that, dust and dirt kind of colors onto it just to give it, again, some more texture and detail. And then we've got the shocks there on the side. Those have been kind of weathered and dirtied and made to look like they're, well used as well. So really happy with how the chassis turned out. We did also get the drivetrain completed. So here we have the transfer box. It's been dirtied. And then we have the front and rear axles. And those are there. Again, can't really pick it up too well on there, but those have been dirtied up. The spare tire is here. Now it doesn't have as much weathering on it, only because it's the spare tire, so it actually hasn't been down in the dirt. But I did do a little bit of brushing on, a little dry brushing on the tread, and then just a little bit of the pigments on it, just to kind of give it, a little bit of dust on it. And then once I come back in and actually throw some dust onto the body and everything, I'll probably spritz a little bit more on that tire as well, just to give it a little bit more of a dirtier look. The rest of this is pretty much where it was at the last time I showed you. Oh, we did get the radiator put together. So there's the radiator. It's got the fan shroud on it and everything. That looks pretty good. I'm not going to go into the detail on the engine. I did add a couple things, but I'm going to do an under the magnifying glass video on the engine, and I'll show you guys everything on that up close. So stay tuned for that video, and I'll go through most of everything I've done to it. Some stuff we won't see until it's all put together. And let's see, I did do a little bit of weathering on the bottom of the body. Some more of that will come when I actually put the chassis on and finalize it, but kind of darkened some of the areas underneath there just a bit. Did finish up most of the detail painting inside the engine bay. So yeah, this thing's moving right along, guys. That's where we're at now. Like I said, we're gonna start actually putting the chassis, getting the engine put into the chassis, putting the drivetrain together, all that good stuff, and get it all ready to start buttoning that chassis up to the body, and we'll be moving right along. All right, so that's it, guys. That's all for this video. Stay tuned for another update. I will be posting shortly the under the magnifying glass video on the engine, so stay tuned for that also. And we will see you all in the next video. Like I always say, eat, sleep, styrene.